Welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to Saturday's edition of the dceu and everything else daily, where our priority is DC and the dceu, but it also means we can talk about any evolving headlines or toppings about anything that we want. And the big news today, this Saturday, here on the dceu and everything else daily, is that Justice League, Warner Media, says it's concluded investigation, remedial action taken. And everyone is inboxing me saying, Mick, what does remedial mean? I used to have remedial lessons at school because I weren't too bright, right? So I don't actually know what this means. And I actually believe that whoever's going to be punished and whoever's been found guilty within this investigation, firstly, will probably never work for the studio and company again. And we're going to find out very quickly. But Ray Fisher's target was always Jeff Johns. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen to him, if anything, because the stuff that Ray said he did really isn't exactly a smoking gun. So let's see what they have to say. Warner Media said in a statement on Friday evening that it's concluded its investigation into the set of Justice League. Warner Media's investigation into the Justice League movie has concluded and remedial action has been taken. The statement reads, it's unclear what the remedial action entails, and Warner Media declined to give further details when pressed by Variety. In August, Variety learned that Warner Media launched an investigation into the DC Comics movie after one of the film stars, Ray Fisher, publicly accused filmmaker Joss Whedon and producers Jeff Johns and John Berg of misconduct on set. And by the way, the Jeff Johns and John Berg stuff wasn't on set. It was other stuff, mainly because he felt they knew about the abuse going on set and they did nothing about it. Welcome to Hollywood, Ray. Fisher tweeted about the news on Friday, saying he was sent the following statement on behalf of Warner Media. Warner Media appreciates you having the courage to come forward and assist the company with creating an inclusive and equitable work environment for its employees and partners. There are still conversations that need to be had and resolutions that need to be found, the actor added. Regarding the remedial action, Fisher wrote, some we've seen, some that is still to come. Now this is interesting. So who's going to go? Is Toby Emmerich on the way out? They only just promoted him, basically. He's in charge of everything now. Or did they promote his position? Is Toby Emmerich about to walk? Is Jeff Johns never going to be involved with DC Comics or DC Live Action ever again? That would be the biggest statement. Now, I've believed he's untouchable. But, listen, one thing about Warner Media, we were talking about the Disney announcements yesterday. We didn't hear many investigations going on about what happened on The Last Jedi. And believe you me, there was a lot of abuse going on that set that nobody talked about beyond what Johnson did to us, the fans, destroying what we love and destroying what George Lucas created, right? And so, again, Warner Media have taken a lot of criticism in the past week or so about their release schedules and their distribution plans. And by the way, I don't believe directors should have any right on distribution decisions. That's just my opinion. Dennis Villeneuve is speaking out now really aggressively. And, look, most of the audience, most of the consumer do not agree with you and Christopher Nolan. In fact, we've come out and said it. We don't care. If you want to go to the movie theatre, open up your own studio. I know what, make a Fast and the Furious movie with Christopher Nolan, as he loves them so much. You can whack one out together, right, at the movie theatre. How about that? Anyway, we go on. Fisher made a series of claims about Whedon and the producing team on Twitter throughout this past summer. In July, he tweeted that Whedon's on-set treatment of cast and crew was gross, abusive and unprofessional and completely unacceptable, adding that his behaviour was enabled by former Warner Brothers co-president of production Berg and former DC Entertainment president and chief executive creative officer Jeff Johns, who were also producers on the movie. Whedon had taken over filmmaking duties from original director Zack Snyder for additional photography. At the time, Whedon had declined to comment. Berg said it was categorically untrue that we enabled any unprofessional behaviour categorically. So this investigation, because Ray convinced a lot of people to come forward. So it's going to be interesting what happens to all these people, if anything. Only time will tell, and I think we may have to be a little bit more patient to find out. Fisher continued to speak about the allegations later that month at Fan Convention JusticeCon, saying he was undergoing a process to get to the heart of everything, and if anything I said about that man is untrue, I invite him wholeheartedly to sue me for libel, to sue me for slander, he added. Throughout the past few months, Fisher remained vague on concrete details for the allegations. He did, however, say in August that John summoned me to his office to belittle and admonish my agent's attempt to take grievances up the proper chain of command and made a thinly veiled threat to my career. Now, this is what I'm talking about. What can you do about that? Was it just you and Jeff Johns in the room, Ray? Yeah, it's immoral. It's not very nice. But can a man lose his job for that? We will find out what's going to happen. It's very intriguing, very interesting, and credit to Warner Media for doing this, because I don't see any other studios or production companies or networks doing this. Ever since AT&T have taken over, they've cleaned house. And many investigations, we saw the exposure of the Ellen Show and what they did there. So they're not leaving any stones unturned. And I suspect, with or without Ray Fisher, this investigation was always going to happen. Do you remember even before the release of the Snyder Cut was announced, I said to you from the moment Ann Sarnoff came in, she was doing a proper audit and investigation of Justice League to find out what went on, what led to the decision to push Zack Snyder out. And it looks like I was absolutely right. So maybe you should listen to someone with not even 1,000 subscribers and not very many views. It doesn't mean I'm not connected and I don't know what I'm talking about, because it's pretty obvious that I am. In November, Whedon exited his HBO series, The Nevers, attributing his departure to challenges posed by the coronavirus pandemic. Warner Media said at that time that its investigation was still ongoing. Variety has reached out to Whedon and Berg for comment. A rep for Johns declined to comment. Wow. So finally, this investigation is over. I'm happy. You know what? I don't even want to talk about this. I find the whole fucking thing boring. But it is an important situation. And it can change things within the industry, because no one, listen, a director saying, I told you to do this. It's always going to happen, right? But there were other rumours. There were allegations, alleged rumours of Gal Gadot being locked in a room or something until she was willing to lay on top of Ezra Miller, a.k.a. Barry Allen. You know, that could not be true. We're saying allegedly here. We don't know if those things are true, right? But a lot of things have been coming out. So Whedon is finished. And there's no question about Whedon. So that's not really the intriguing part of this. The intriguing part, as I've already said, is Jeff Johns, Toby Emmerich. I don't really care about John Berg. I didn't even know who he was. But he's been around and he's done other things. We're going to find out what happens. I think John Berg is gone. John Berg is not even a relevant situation here. He's a bug on the windshield. But the big questions here are two people, Toby Emmerich and Jeff Johns. What's going to happen to them? So we will all await with bated breath to see what happens. But I think once that's done and we find out who's coming and going and who's staying, I think we can finally say we can move on. Earlier this week, Patty Jenkins said that her or no DC director sees Justice League as canon. That tells you everything you want to know. But she did speak about Jeff Johns, saying she wrote the original script for Wonder Woman 3 with him, so she doesn't seem to be shying away with her connection with him. So this is why I say I find it very, very unlikely that anything's going to happen to him, but expect this to happen. I expect Jeff Johns to come out with a full statement in due time, in due course. That's what I expect. Maybe in the next month or so. I predicted this a while back. He will come up with a statement and he will say, listen, I was in charge. The responsibility was on me. I apologize to everyone involved in the film for anything they went through. Something like that. That's how I see this happening. Now, whether this happens or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I don't see Jeff Johns going, but I do expect a full apology to everyone involved in Justice League from Jeff Johns. He will survive. He will remain. Listen, he wasn't a leader. He should never have. He isn't Kevin Feige. We thought he might be. He wasn't. The pressure was too much. I still believe if he could have binned everything that come before it and did his own thing, I think Jeff would have been seen as a great kind of advocate for the new DC Extended Universe. Now, I didn't want everything to be binged. Don't get me wrong before you come at me. All I'm saying is, if he was able to do his own thing from the beginning, none of this would have happened. But you can't abuse people. What happened to Zack was wrong, and I'm glad this investigation has been done, and I'm glad that it's over. Well, yesterday I was, talking about the Disney announcements and their slate and how planned everything is. And, a lot of fans have been saying DC should do something. Well, they've done something very exciting for Tuesday, the 15th of December. This Tuesday at dcfandom.com, we are able to see a virtual red carpet event. Zack Snyder's going to be there. Patty Jenkins is going to be there. Gal Gadot's going to be there. And they're teasing that they're going to show us an extended clip from Wonder Woman 84. So it's like those big, red carpet events where all the stars go and see the film. Well, this can't be done this time because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So they're doing this. Zack Snyder said this: so proud to be part of this, at Patty Jenkins, at Gal Gadot. Now, you listen to me, you fuck buckets that keep on slagging this film off and thinking Zack's going to pat you on the back. Zack Snyder went out and got Patty Jenkins for the first movie, right? He brought her on board to develop his Wonder Woman character, right? He loves the first film. He was involved with the first film. He's involved with the second film, right? He supports her. He loves the movie, and he wants you to support her and the movie. And that's the end of that. But this is a massive event. Really, really excited, and I can't wait for Tuesday. dcfandom.com. It's going to be at 12 p.m. PT. Who knows what time that is my time? It's going to be some ungodly shitty time here in Europe, here in Cyprus. It could be while I'm supposed to be cooking me and my dad lunch or dinner. I don't know, but I will try and be a part of it. And I can't do live videos. Some people with lower subs than me can do live videos. I don't know how you do it because I can't fucking do it. Because this would be a great thing to kind of get you all involved and do a live event. But I will react to it on the DCEU and everything else daily. Patty Jenkins thanks Zack Snyder and says, thanks Zack Snyder, can't wait to be on the virtual red carpet and connect with fans and the cast. And though the movie itself will not premiere on Fandom, there might be a little something. So I don't know how long this is going to go on for. I think there is some kind of premiere they're doing somewhere. I don't know how they're going to do it. They'll wear masks, I suppose. So I suppose it's still going to happen. Not with us, of course. It never happens with us. We're just the little people. But, yeah, so they're going to show a little clip. So I think it could be pre-red carpet event or something like that. Anyway. DCFandom.com. Fandom was the biggest geek event of the year. Even the Disney Investor thing wasn't as big as this. So that's absolutely fantastic. And let me just say this. I was getting really excited for all the Star Wars announcements, but let's not forget, Disney made an absolute fucking mess out of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Let's not forget that. Now, they're announcing the return of Hayden Christensen. That is awesome. I'm excited about Obi-Wan Kenobi and a lot of the other stuff they're announcing. But let's not forget, these are just announcements. We haven't seen the finished article. I mean, I saw the latest episode of The Mandalorian yesterday, and it was fucking amazing. So that is absolutely fantastic. So Tuesday the 15th, 12 p.m. PDT. We will be getting a massive virtual red carpet event. Zack's there, Patty's there, Gal's there. Make sure you're there because I shall be there. Yes, this was posted yesterday by the CW. Also by a monologue from Bitsy Tulock, where she was talking about what she loves about Lois Lane. And the CW were telling us, oh, he's not the only one who can save people, blah, blah, blah. The usual stuff. Look, I love Lois Lane, but this virtue signalling political crap really does bore me. But I'm excited for Superman and Lois, and this is great. And actually, who sent me this? Yes, Scott Edwards sent me this for a question posted above. So at Movies TV Mad, here's an awesome poster of Clark and Lois to show off tomorrow on the show. Also, my question is, do you think we'll see Diggle become close friends with Superman, Supergirl, and Lois in the new Batwoman on their respective shows. I am super excited to see it. Well, we've seen some interesting friendships since the beginning of Arrowverse. For me, my favourite friendship between the superheroes is definitely between Oliver Queen, aka Stephen Amell, and Barry Allen. Barry Allen, Grant Gustin, aka Grant Gustin. So yeah, that friendship was my favourite friendship out of the superheroes. But we had Barry and Kara have a great friendship as well. And of course, there's some great other friendships. They could become friends, but I don't think there's going to be this. I don't think he's going to be around long enough. He's in so many different shows. I think he's going to be in a couple of episodes of this. So yeah, there is time for him to develop something with Superman and Lois for sure. But I think what John Diggle's character is going to be going through in this arc is so raw and so intense. He probably won't have any time to connect with people and to become friends. So Scott, I hope that I answered your question. And you too can ask me anything, suggest anything over on Twitter. Tag me, follow me at Movies TV Mad. And here's the part of the everything else part of the DCEU and Everything Else Daily, where we talk about Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Ahsoka. First of all, as I just said, I did watch yesterday's brand new episode for this week, the penultimate episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Spoilers ahead, not many. But my favourite bit was actually seeing Mando being willing to take off his helmet for Baby Yoda. Now, again, spoilers, we did not see Baby Yoda in yesterday's episode, but it was a great episode. It was great to see Mando connecting with another human being. It was good that he was getting through to him, and I love the bit, and I forgot the guy's name because the guest character on the latest episode was absolutely fabulous. He's got this kind of Empire officer saying they'll come back to us, you know, and he was getting really wound up, and he just blows the guy away. It was such a great, powerful moment, but it was a great scene. And it's great to see Pedro Pascal take off the helmet now and again. There's been rumours that he's unhappy that he can't show his face. So maybe this is the compromise. We saw his face once in the finale of Season 1. And we saw it again yesterday. I think this is okay. And by the way, actually, if you look back in Star Wars folklore in terms of comics and books, he's actually allowed. Now, there are I suppose there are departments of the Mandalorian culture who believe that they should keep their face covered, and there's some that don't. Now, Boba Fett is willing to show his face, as we've seen in the past 2 episodes. And so it was a great episode where they had to find out where Baby Yoda was being held, and in the end, Mando did this big speech. He projected himself to Moff Gideon and said, literally, mate, I'm coming for you. And he echoed what he said to him in the first season and said, this person, or whatever he said, means a lot to me. Or getting this person means a lot to me. So it was really a compelling moment at the end. Look, I haven't enjoyed Star Wars since Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, if I'm honest with you. But I've started enjoying Star Wars with The Mandalorian. Because before The Mandalorian, I don't know how they did it. But Rian Johnson in The Last Jedi, literally, I couldn't even watch A New Hope, my favourite Star Wars film anymore. So what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have done is shown us that they care about Star Wars. They want Star Wars to be the best it can be. And what I love about The Mandalorian, the action's great. It looks beautiful. You should watch it in Dolby Vision, in Dolby Atmos. It's a great experience over on Disney+. But it really is the moment. This is the rebirth of Star Wars. And even though I said earlier we don't know how they're going to execute all these announcements, I think that there's no messing about now. They're going to give us everything we want because they know it's important. And most of that, apart from 2 movies, is going to be over on Disney+. And so I'm proud of The Mandalorian. I'm happy. I can't wait for the finale next week, episode 8. We won't see any more Mandalorian to December of 2021. A long wait, but it will be worth the wait. So yeah, I really enjoyed yesterday's episode of The Mandalorian. I hope you're keeping in with your Star Wars and everything else that's going on in geek culture. But that's it for Saturday's edition of the DCEU and Everything Else Daily. Comment down below, like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with even more DCEU and Everything Else Daily. See you again soon.